We are going to Adelaide to get a BZ4X. Caught the bus this morning in the fog. What do you think, Amandeep? You think it looks good?
Yeah, beautiful car.
Nice
Yeah,
quality.
Definitely, I prefer this one better than the another MG, another car.
Yeah, you
This
prefer the
one,
Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota.
Got a good quality,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
name,
Very
reputation.
nice, yeah.
And
And
you
even have enough space, you know, the
Yeah.
big boot. As a taxi, I prefer as a taxi also, I recommend
Yeah.
people.
Lots
Yeah,
of space for the
taxi.
luggage.
Yeah.
Bit more, that's why like a
Yeah,
RAV4
that's right.
would be good.
Yeah.
And you're saying that your hybrid gets 5
5 litre per
litre per 100.
Yeah.
So
Camry.
this one gets 0 litre per 100.
Yeah, that's right.
But you plug it in overnight
Yeah.
for $10.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm glad I could show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the BZ. We made it. We caught the cab, and the cab driver was most interested, as you would have seen. Yeah, and first impressions, yes. It seems pretty good inside, like a typical Toyota. I got a ride in a Camry, and it's not too different than the Camry inside. It's got a big horizontal screen. This is what it looks like. So I'm sure we'll be getting plenty of this, my thoughts as we go, but that's what it looks like. Glacial white with a Victorian number plate. So I just wanted to let you know that I've got it now. My first loaner. Pretty happy about that. Solid door close. Quite a few shiny black piano plastics in there. And saying that's got a range of 371 kilometers, so that'll be plenty to get back to home. There's the screen. I think I'm just going to drive and get out of the city. Spot the BZ4X. She's down there somewhere, wedged in there. It's interesting, they didn't make it go up the front. Maybe Toyotas are special. Even if they're EVs, they don't have to sit the front. Weird. Alright, we made it home. And we got the BZ a bit dirty, picking up Twiggy. Look at that. Dirt, Twiggy. Did you have a nice day at your friend's house? Yes. To say, I'm quite happy with the car. Quite nicely put together and looks great. Now I get to wash it. Tomorrow we get to drive it around the island. Alright, we plugged it in at the RAA charger and we're getting 7 kilowatts, and it says 7 hours to charge from... Well, come back. I think it was 46%, 47%. So 7 hours, 30 minutes to charge. We'll get out and have a look. So this is the first time. This could be potentially the first time this charge is being used. Well, definitely the first time the charge is being used for a BZ. So we're charging it up here, and it gives you the information on the screen. 7.3 kilowatts, 32 amps. That's all the information it's giving right now. So yeah, got the BZ on the charge. Get it up there for a few hours. I don't think we'll put it in for 7 hours, but we're going to go for a bit of a drive today. So do the Twiggy plug share photo. She's in the cage in the back. Alright, we've unplugged here. So hit the power button. Still getting used to the power button. So we went from 47 to 78. There we go, continue. I'm not sure if it gives any other details here about charging. There we go, average 17.6, but it doesn't give the kilowatt hours going in. And now it says that I've got 332 kilometers range with 78% charging. So we went from 47 to 78 in about 3 hours, roughly. Apple Maps playing, and we're going to go to the Hunt Club now and go for a drive around Kangaroo Island. So checking out the new RAA chargers here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So the rental guys aren't happy because now they have to pay. But such is life, and at least they're all going to be maintained and done properly, and they're pretty cheap anyway. I think I paid $5 to top from 47 to 78, so that's how much it costs. But yeah, they look pretty good here. Good job, RAA. We're on Kangaroo Island, you can't miss that. With a sign like that, beautiful Kangaroo Island kangaroos. Looking pretty good, I reckon. Other than the plastic wheel arches. People are not a fan of the big plastic wheel arches, and it is kind of hectic. I'm not sure how that's going to age, but... And black plastic and piano plastic inside. People aren't fans of that. But I kind of like this cockpit. It's really comfortable. Really, really comfortable. Can't complain. Quite like it. The BZ looks great in this light, the glacier white. You can see the sparkly fleck in there. Sparkly fleck. So we're averaging 18.4 kilowatt hours per 100 now. So that's a little bit more because the speed limit here is 110. So cruising along just before that, and we've made it all the way out here with 54%. And still got Apple Play going, and yeah, thanks for watching. What are we doing today? A hunt club. You're going to have a good ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening hunt.
Opening hunt. 50 years.
50 years.
Thanks guys. Enjoy your ride. Have a safe ride.
Thank you.
That's one of the bad things about driving in these parts, is just so much roadkill. Poor little wallaby dead on the road. So hopefully you can see that here. I'm really enjoying the Toyota. It's actually very comfortable to drive in. The infotainment, I miss having the Google of the Polestar, the Google operating system of the Polestar. That's definitely a huge thing with the Polestar, makes it heaps better. But in terms of the comfort, very comfortable seats, very comfortable dash. I really like the heads-up display. It's like having not really a heads-up display. I like the dash. It's quite like a heads-up display. We're driving through all the burnt bush here. This was huge fires that came through here, so another reason to drive an electric car is to, obviously, for the environment. So that was a big influencer in my decision. So yeah, we're coming up to Parndana. So what else can I say about the BZ4X? It's been a pleasure to drive, actually. I mean, interesting seeing the comments on social media. A lot of people don't like Toyota because they've been dragging their feet so much, but hey, we've got to give credit where credit's due. They've put a reasonable car out. I think it's quite nice to drive. Efficiency's not great. I'm getting about 400 kilometers when I filled it up this morning, it was fully charged overnight, and it said 413 kilometers. When I've been driving today, been doing 110 on these highway roads, not this one but the other one, I was getting 19.4, whereas when I was doing a mixture of city and a bit slower driving, 100 k's and then 80 k's through little towns, I was getting more 17.6 kind of thing. So that's kind of comparable to the Polestar. But yeah, it's been a pleasure to drive. Nice to have wireless CarPlay. That's when I've been running the system on there. Front wheel drive is kind of, you know, it should be rear wheel drive. There's no reason to have a front wheel drive electric car these days. It does scrabble a bit driving, you know, if you're driving and taking off and things like that, dirt roads and around town and stuff. Once you're on the freeway, it does handle the road quite nicely, sits there like a brick. There's nothing like the Polestar in terms of the power though. I think this is 150 kilowatts versus 220 kilowatts for the Polestar. Polestar's rear wheel drive as well. That's really what I'm basing this car on more than anything. So what else can I say? Yeah, the range isn't quite as there for the Polestar. It has a 71 kilowatt hour battery, so it should really be getting more than 400 k's in terms of efficiency. But the seats are so nice. The seats are really nice. A lot of people don't like all the piano black plastic. A big criticism of the BZ4X is all the plastic fairing on the front, which is really kind of pointless, I think, and just you wonder how it's going to age. It doesn't need to be there. It kind of looks silly, and that'll be the one detractor of buying this car. It does actually look better in person, but hey, I'm not sure why Toyota put all that plastic there. It's kind of pointless. But overall, it's quite a nice car. I think I'd have this car definitely over any kind of Tesla. I mean, they're just kind of yeah, really pared down, and they don't have that much quality, you know, one screen. So here we are coming into Parndana. Go down the main street, keep you filming for that, and here we go past the hotel. We'll stop in the main street here. So yeah, it's been nice to have you along and listening to my views on the old BZ4X. So here we are in the metropolis of Parndana on a quiet Sunday morning. Here's people walking their dashman. Wave there, and we'll pull over here and maybe take a photo. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Beach at Middle River. Now we're going to drive back. So I was going to say the car actually, BZ4X, drives quite nicely on these roads, on the corrugated roads. Doesn't do too bad, although you're shaking hectically complete that now. I don't know how the camera stabilization is going to work for that. But yeah, so this is Middle River, beautiful part of Kangaroo Island. Some big houses here now that I've gone up since I lived here. There's the river. Yeah, so the BZ goes quite nice on the dirt roads. It's got a lot softer suspension than the Polestar. Polestar's much more of a tighter sports car ride. This is more of a, although it's not super soft, not super floaty boat-like. It's kind of a happy medium. So, but it does actually go quite nicely on the dirt roads. So yeah, you don't just need to stay in the city with the EV. You can have an EV and live in the country, live in regional areas and have an EV and quite happily and drive it anywhere you drive your RAV or your Camry. EVs can go everywhere. There's the river, Middle River, there's Brim in there. Yep. Nice Sunday drive in the BZ4X round Kangaroo Island. Keep going, might as well keep you filming. I can't think of anything else to say right now. Yeah, the display, that doesn't give you as much information as the Polestar or the other EVs I've seen in the, well, Tesla, you've got all that stuff and it's just too much information, it's too small, whereas this has limited information. It does have the basics there in the dash, which is great. You've got your kilowatt hours to 100, your whether you're charging or regenning or whether you're accelerating, and it's got the odometer up there, the speed. So yeah, and driving through the forest here. GoPro's wobbling around there. Yeah, but you can, I don't know whether you can sense, but it's got a pretty good soft ride on this dirt, so that's nice. You can drive it anywhere around Australia, I reckon, and you can charge anywhere there's a campground, anywhere there's a caravan park. Just rock it up and charge. I did 3,000 kilometres to the WA border and back for only $350. So if you want to watch my other videos and see the secret of that. Alright, here with James from the RAA, and we're going to commission the new 150 kilowatt at Penneshaw. Very exciting. Kangaroo Island's first rapid charger, and it's all been going quite well, James, with the...
Yeah, absolutely. Very smooth with Sappin yesterday, which is fantastic. So yeah, very excited to bring this one live for the residents and the tourists of Kangaroo Island.
And we're going to unplug it, or open it up so the plug goes in. There, we heard the handshake thing. Here we go, preparing to charge. So we got here with 22%, 0, 3.1, 4.9, so it should go up to 120 hopefully. I think the BZ has 150 is the max.
Yeah. So it'll slowly ramp up to what the car asks. So I'll just show you the power module. So you probably don't get to normally see these.
Yeah, this is something special.
So yeah, so we can basically see how much power is being used and pushed into the car.
At 33%, and we'll try and get it up to 100, I think, today, if I can get the free power from the RAA, because I'm driving the car back to Adelaide tomorrow, taking the BZ back to Adelaide, and I'll be giving it a review. I actually quite like the BZ. It's quite comfortable to drive. That's interesting. We've ramped up to 112. So I guess it's the car itself. I mean, I don't think Toyota preconditions the battery or why it's gone up from 100 to 112, but that's interesting. And so we've gone up to 41% and we're charging slightly faster now. All right. I just noticed that the Toyota's battery management system's come on, so you can hear the fan going, so it's actively cooling the battery because it's been pumping in the electrons, and we're now gone back to 99 and we're at 50%. So yeah, it's charging pretty rapidly. I should have set the timer as to how long we've been. One thing about the BZ, it's not like the Polestar. There's not that much information on the dash in terms of how much it's taking or how much time you've been here. So I'd have to give that'd be my slight criticism of the BZ, where it doesn't actually really give you that much information inside as to what it's doing. There goes James, the RAA technician, did a great job activating it. Off he goes on the ferry to work on another charge. I think he said he was going to go over to Victor Harbour. And meanwhile here in Kangaroo Island we are at 72%. There he goes in the Ionic. So we're at 72% and we've ramped down to 56 kilowatts. So we're just getting that last little bit. I might actually try and do it to 100. Normally I wouldn't do it to 100 if I was road tripping or whatever. I'd be wanting to go down because you don't really want to stick at 56, but for the sake of this video and also my review of the BZ, we'll see how it goes, sticking to or trying to get to 100. Alright, we just hit 80 and we've gone down to 43, so it's a reasonable charge curve that it's still getting 43 at 80. Okay, we just hit 90 and we're down at 34 kilowatts. So that's the BZ charge curve. 34 kilowatts at 90, which is still not too bad. Alright, we're back in the BZ. We're getting up to 94 and we're still getting 30 odd kilowatts. But I was just going to make a comment on how there's no real information on how it's charging, how many kilowatts it's getting. So it does say that it's at 95%, which is giving me 377 kilometer range. Charging. So if I go to the Toyota app, it's got trip information, current history, it talks about the average speed and all that kind of stuff, history. So 19.1 kilowatt hours per 100, previous best 16.5, but nowhere does it tell you how much that you've charged or how much you're charging at. So that's just, I think that's a bit of a downfall from Toyota. And there's nothing here on. Oh, we missed it. I was getting distracted and we charged at 100, so we got right up to, I think the last time I saw was about 15 kilowatts, so it went right up to 100. And disconnect the charging cable. So we're going to pull it out. There we go. So there we go, 120 kilowatts the maximum. Thank you RAA. First full charge at the charger. How privileged am I? Just wanted to quickly say that we got the car showing 100% and you'll get 400 kilometers of range. So that's gone down slightly because of my driving technique. I think it was 415 before. We're now down to exactly 400 kilometers on 100% with an average of 19.1 kilowatt hours per 100. On the ferry back, taking the BZ back home. Well, not back home, back to Adelaide. We go on the ferry. See you later, Kangaroo Island. Say goodbye to the island, BZ. When will the next BZ come to the island? Who knows? We've got Apple CarPlay going. We put in the destination there, so that's very handy. It's nice to have wireless Apple CarPlay. Very nice. I'd like to have that in any car that I drove. Obviously in the Polestar I don't need it because I've got the inbuilt Google, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it's nice to have that in the Toyota. But yeah, we're just about to give it back and gathering my thoughts on what I've liked about it. And overall, it's quite a nice car. I quite enjoy it. It's very comfortable. It's missing some things. Doesn't have a front. Doesn't have a glove box, which is weird. Doesn't have very good like the range and the charging information's a bit lacking, but overall the comfort's very nice. It's nice to have all the buttons, very traditional buttons. The seats are heaps comfortable. The ride is nice. It goes well on dirt roads and just handles really nicely. The range is decent, so it's got about 400. You can see there I'm on 57% and I've got 221 kilometers, so should make it back pretty easy. And we're averaging 18.8 kilowatt hours per 100, which is a little bit better than I was doing 110s. Okay, we made it back to MSR, Motorsport Safety Rescue, the car handlers, and I just wanted to give a walkthrough because I hadn't actually done that yet, so we'll give it a bit of a walkthrough here. There's Andrew there. So I guess just having a look, there's the interesting dash with the wings kind of coming forward. One good thing about this car is it does have plenty of buttons. So unlike Tesla and even Polestar to some degree, it's pretty much got a button for everything. It has a wireless CarPlay, which is great. Really like that. One criticism, it doesn't have a glove box. Has a phone holder here, has 2 cup holders in the front, has a reasonably deep center console, nice cloth vinyls here. Have a look. There's a lot of black plastic, piano plastic in there, which some people don't like. A lot of people don't like. It's got some dust in it. There's the front, going around the front. Foldable mirrors, the back seat, plenty of space here. No transmission tunnel, slightly raised, so it is a pure EV model platform. 2 USB-Cs, center 2 cup holders, bit of things for your phone here. It is quite a high vehicle, so has plenty of room here in the roof, plenty of space. You can put your feet under the front seat. It's actually really comfortable in the back, kind of fake leather cloth. More black plastic here, you can see the dust on that. So that does have a motorized or powered back lid. This doesn't have a lot of space. That would be another criticism. There's not a lot of space. So that's your cables, tyre repair, first aid kit. Got your parcel shelf. Both seats fold back down, won't show you that. Some lights in there. Hooks, that plastic, not metal like the Polestar. And you can lock it, close and lock. There goes the trunk, or the boot. And I think I've showed you this before, but quite like this double holder. That's very nice. I wish all electric cars would have that. And why is it not called Barry? It's called Bev. Why does Bev? Has Bev been waiting for an electric car like Barry has? Just kidding, that's battery electric vehicle. And lastly, we'll just show you the front. Or the lack of front. Alright, there's the front. It doesn't actually have gas struts, which is annoying because you have to actually prop it up, old school. And no front, just lots of gear. Like the cab driver was like, why is this an electric car? It's got a motor in it. But yeah, no, it doesn't. So yeah, no frunks, another criticism of it. But it is quite solid, as you can hear that. Lights are reasonably good. Drove it in the to the ferry this morning in the lights. So yeah, that's my overall view of the BZ4X. I actually quite like it. It is comfortable, it's functional, it's got lots of buttons, it's got really good suspension, it's nice to drive over dirt roads. It's got reasonable range at 400 kilometers. I found it right on 400, and it averaged between 18 and 19 kilowatt hours per 100. My criticisms would be not the space, so there's no glove box, no frunk, and what else? There's not a lot of information about charging and range. That's very minimal, although there is Apple CarPlay, which I think I've mentioned before. And yeah, the styling of it, some people don't like it. It's a bit polarizing, the plastic on the front. But overall, I think it's a good car. And rather than getting a plug-in hybrid, as everyone seems to be going on about these days, just go battery electric standard. So Toyota, do a better job, keep bringing the BZs, make more BZs, make them better and bring them to Australia. Thanks for watching, everybody.